Let me start with a quick story. Last year December when I was driving home from the gym, I saw this matte black M3 touring.
And I stopped for a second, texted Gavin, and then I sped home, wrote down all of our details on a sticky note, pasted it on the car. The owner did get in contact with us, but I kind of flopped on closing the deal, and I was kind of sad. But I knew one day we would have an M3 touring on the channel, and today is that day. Look at this.
We're beyond thankful for each and every single one of you for clicking on this video and supporting the channel. It really means something to us. So go ahead, click that subscribe button, and I hope you enjoy what's to come on this film. The BMW M3 is quite frankly the best solution to a very small niche of car enthusiasts who are the dad performance wagon lovers who want the practicality of an SUV, the performance of a supercar, and the looks of timeless sports car. There's only a few wagons that get the job done. There's the Audi RS6, there's the E63S wagon, and this might triumph over all of them.
Let's start with the design of this car, and my god is she pretty. The front looks very similar to that of the M3 or the M4 sedan, and I have to say sorry to the BMW design team for cursing you out in 2020 when you came up with the grille. I quite like it. The bumper speaks nothing but aggressiveness, and especially with the matte colors, especially the matte black, it is much more visible. But nonetheless, there are functional side vents here, and moving back to the top, the bonnet is very aggressive as well, so it does come to the front bumper.
But let's move on to the most important bit, the wagon part of the car.
If you have been following me on the channel, you know I love nothing more than wagons, and my god is she pretty. Look how amazing. Now let's talk about the wheels. 19 inches at the front, 20 inches at the back, and you get the M side mirrors.
First of all, shout out to Matt Watson.
And moving on to the best angle of the car.
I don't need to introduce you to the back. I mean, look at this. It's the most beautiful wagon I've seen, at least from BMW. Would I prefer the RS6 or this? Find out in a bit. The rear 3/4 panel has been widened to make it look good, and boy is it thick. Now the favorite bit of the car for me is this bit. My god, I'm a nerd for this. Okay, you new camera car. Now the taillights, it is very similar to that of the M3, and you do get a diffuser here, and you get quad exhaust as well, and overall from the back, and well, design wise, get the wagon, don't get the sedan. I mean, look at this thing. The best looking wagon out there.
Overall, if you get the standard M3 over this, or if you like the standard M3 over this, there's something seriously wrong with your eyes. Please consult your nearest eye doctor.
Now let's find out what passes beast. This gets a twin turbo inline 6 which produces 510 horsepower and 650 Nm of torque. It also drives via an all-wheel drive system which is called the X-Drive.
Now the X-Drive system, yes, it's an all-wheel drive system, but it lets you drive on a two-wheel only mode via the rear wheels, which increases the fun to be had. Now this gets a weird sounding transmission name, which is just a fancy way of saying it's a torque converter with 8 speeds.
Competition wise, you get the Audi RS6 and the Mercedes E63S, which are all good looking performance wagons.
So the E63S is the quickest out of the three. This and the RS6 is pretty much neck and neck, and thanks to Carwa we know that information.
Yep.
And when it comes to pricing, the RS6 is the most expensive, costing $270,000, and this costs about $200,000. But if you can negotiate well, you can get one for about $170,000. And the story of this car by the owners, it's the best thing.
It is very nice. But what I had to say, looks wise, I think this beats the other two.
Yes. Now, when this came out in 2021, 2022, 2023.
2022.
Anyway, it doesn't matter, it's too cold this morning. When this came out, I was so mad that BMW made a better looking wagon than Audi. But let me be honest, I would pick another grey RS6 over this any day.
And mind you, that is one of both our favorite vehicles.
Okay, let's talk about the interior. Before I say anything, let me be clear. If you're buying this car, please get the orange or the red interior. Do not go for the black one. This car gets a red one, and my god is it pretty. Now one thing I don't like is this steering wheel. Not that it's not beautiful, it's the fact that every BMW M car gets this steering wheel. It is heated, you get this small button here, and it does feel nice. They could have added a bit of Alcantara to make this a bit more special, or added some red leather, but you get this boring black steering wheel with the M stitching over here. The driver's display is fully digital, which all M cars have nowadays, and it continues on to be this infotainment system which has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. The overall build quality is pretty amazing now. Nothing wobbles, everything feels nice. You get plenty of carbon fiber. You get carbon fiber on, what do you call this? On the dash, you get carbon fiber on the center console. You also have carbon fiber touches on the steering wheel and the paddle shifters as well. Design-wise, this interior looks quite amazing. You also get this 360 camera with a very high quality and the heads-up display over there. It just looks quite nice. Now let's talk about the seats. You get this beautiful red and black seats which look quite amazing. They are only heated, no cooled function or no massage function. That's not really important. But no, it is because this is a touring car. It's supposed to be the perfect family car. They could have at least put in cool seats. But if you do get the carbon bucket seats, this car gets a carbon package which gets more carbon on the outside and more carbon inside, especially on the seats. If you do get that, the seats will look much cooler. But even this, it's quite comfortable, it's quite firm. And storage space, now you do get two cup holders here. You get center console storage space, you get a glove box which isn't that big, but you get door pockets which are usable. So for a wagon, not bad. And once again, interior at the front looks quite beautiful. Let's hop onto the back. Okay, at the back. Now, despite this being a very lovely interior, it is quite gloomy. That's why I'm telling you, they could have used a panoramic roof on the car. Leg space, plenty. Head space, plenty. And overall, at the back, quite nice. If you open this, you get your cup holders. It feels kind of cheap, I'm not gonna lie. But wow. There you go. Wow. Comfortable. And I'm 6'2". I got plenty of leg space. This is why you should get a wagon. Anyway, interior wise, damn.
Let's talk about some exciting stuff. So here's a few cool features.
The coolest thing about this car is the fact that there is no rev limiter. You can rev it all the way up to red line. But unfortunately, we can't do that with this exact vehicle because this is kind of brand new and it hasn't broken the factory warranty yet. So let me put in a clip of some other car.
Lovely.
Okay, the coolest feature of them all is this. Now we film rollers and this would make life so much easier. So hopefully down the line we can get M2 touring and then film rollers. But let's talk about practicality as well. Now there's so much space in here. You can fit a whole dead body in here if you want to. Don't do that. But if you put the seats down, additional space. So listen, you can't raise a house but you can sleep in this car. Logic is logic. It's also got a reverse assistant, so if you put it to reverse, this option will pop up here and it will basically automatically reverse the car out for you. So if you have no driving skills, don't worry, the M3 Touring has got you covered. Not only that, you get a drift mode analyzer. So BMW will rate how your drift was out of 5 stars.
Okay, time for Gavin to be the equal and opposite force that Newton talked about. So he's here to talk about the annoying features of the car.
All the M cars we tested so far have had a carbon roof. This does not get it. The BMW M did not have one either, but that had the coolest roof we had seen so far. This gets not a carbon roof nor a sunroof, and a sunroof would have made things a bit different. Now onto the AC and climate control. This is a very similar case to the BMW M. It is confusing and hard to use, and now I see the comments popping up, so don't hate me.
Driving the G80 M3, very first G80 car, well G81 sorry, and it's quite nice. I have to say, on comfort mode, it is so relaxing and it is smooth.
It is smooth. It is extremely smooth. Like,
right?
you do not feel any
Bumps on the road.
bumps on the road. It's like
the perfect daily
comfort.
driver.
It's just comfort.
The perfect daily driver. I mean, practicality,
True.
perfect
Perfect daily driver,
insulation.
perfect family car.
Yep.
Like,
And sound insulation is pretty amazing on this car. Now you can't really hear too much of the road noise. You can hear the exhaust a bit, but who doesn't want to hear that exhaust noise? I mean,
especially if you own an M car.
yes. And I have to say, even the transmission, despite this being a torque converter, snappy.
Yeah.
It's not as good as the Audi DSG system or the Porsche PDK system, but it's quite good.
True.
One thing I will say is people say that this is a heavy car, but you don't really feel that, because despite this being 1.8 tons, it gets enough power to put it all down, and there's plenty of traction given that these tires are fat as well.
Yeah.
Talking about fat, Gavin, take the say. I'm kidding. Anyway, steering wise, very accurate.
And
No
that al-
understeer.
I mean, that also helps because it is powered by the X-Drive system.
Yeah,
So
like
cornering is so much easier.
right?
Yeah.
You just turn slightly, no understeer at all, no oversteer. It's so precise, especially for a wagon.
Exactly.
It's so good. Now, I love this car. On comfort mode, what a chill car. I mean, you're like, hey, don't care about the world.
Yeah.
Sports mode, even better. It's like a perfect mix of both worlds. Performance-wise, amazing. Daily driving, amazing.
I don't think we've driven a vehicle.
Where we
Like-
both really enjoyed.
Exactly. Yeah.
And this is the first. So when we start monetizing on YouTube, our very first purchase will be a BMW M3 Touring.
Yep. I think this is going on my bucket list vehicles as well.
Okay, final thoughts of the M3 Touring. I'll start. Oh no, you start.
Oh yeah, I'll start. So I would say it's a 9 out of 10 for me. The main reason being, one, there's no sunroof, and two, we have not tested the RS6 which we want to have, so don't know what that'll be like. But it drives amazing, it's quite nice, and yeah. What about you, Nina? What do you think?
I would have to give it a 9.5. We're blocking the way we gotta move. It looks amazing. It's literally the best M car we've had so far. I like the XM, but I feel like this would be a bit better. If I have to buy any of the M cars we've tested, it would be this. Now, it sounds amazing, drives amazing, looks amazing. Check.
Yep.
9.5 only because of the roof. They could have put in a panoramic roof at least,
Yeah.
even if it's not a sunroof. So I will fairly confidently say my favorite BMW M car after this day. Is it better than RS6? We don't know. Once we test that RS6, we'll let you know.
It would be fairly confidently, we could say it is the best wagon we've driven
Yes.
so far.
My favorite M car,
Yeah, sure.
M3 Touring. I will get in a matte color though. Thanks for watching. See you guys.
See you on the next one.